Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek at my unboxing of the collector's edition of Diablo III Reaper of Souls expansion set by Blizzard Entertainment. Today is March 25th, 2014, which is the official release date of the Reaper of Souls set, and I am very excited to be unboxing this and getting to play this game. Now, it's been almost 2 years since the release of the original Diablo III game, and that's sort of not surprising. If you know anything about Blizzard Entertainment, they like to take their time with their games, make sure it's just right for release. So 2 years between the release of the Diablo III game and the first expansion of Reaper of Souls, again, is not too surprising. Now, what is a bit surprising is that I was caught off guard yet again about the release. The first game, Diablo III, I did not find out about the release date until about a month before its release. Mainly because I knew that Blizzard Entertainment was taking their time, so I really just focused on other things and did not find out until the eventual release date. And with the Reaper of Souls, I was caught off guard yet again. I did not find out until about a month ago about the Reaper of Souls when I got an email from GameStop talking about the Reaper of Souls. So again, I was caught off guard. Now, I did learn my lesson from the original release of the Diablo 3 game, in that I actually went and pre-ordered this game as soon as I found out. The first game, I waited until release date to find a collector's edition of the game, and I had a difficult time finding one at retail. And I told myself that the next time an expansion set would come out, I was going to pre-order it. And fortunately, I found out about a month before Reaper of Souls came out, and I did do this pre-order to ensure that I got a collector's edition of this set. Because I think with the expansion set, it's going to be even more difficult to find a collector's edition at retail if you did not pre-order. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a peek at the contents of this Reaper of Souls set. But before we do, I want to do a comparison between this expansion set and the original collector's edition of Diablo 3, because it's pretty cool. Now, this Reaper of Souls collector's edition set is the packaging is designed very much like the original Diablo 3, but it's just got a little bit of differences, but the basic box design is actually essentially the same. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can line these up with the original collector's edition of Diablo 3, which I have here. And as you can see, it's exactly the same size and design, other than some differences in the actual color, of course, and print on the packaging. But the case-like design is essentially the same, which is really kind of cool, because you can line this up on a shelf and they look really cool together. So let's go ahead and just take a peek at the packaging of Reaper of Souls here. You can see it's a very dark designed box in contrast with the original Diablo 3 release game. And it's very cool. You can see some embossed design on here, some ornate design on the edges of the cases here, and then of course you have the Diablo 3 logo with the 3 scratches on there to represent the third iteration of the Diablo series. But you also have Reaper of Souls underneath there to indicate that this is an expansion. Hopefully the first of many. I'm really hoping, but taking a look around the boxes, you can see the collector's edition stamped over there. Down here, the ESRB rating for mature audiences. the Blizzard Entertainment logo at the bottom middle there. And turning this around here, you have again the Diablo 3 logo, Reaper of Souls there. And turning around in the back of the box, it's pretty plain, but this was originally shrink wrapped, and there was a backing card here, much like the first game. And the backing card, trying to find it, is over here. There we go. Take a peek at that. And let me just see if I can turn this down a little bit there so you can see some details on there. We have the backing card, the Ultimate Reaper of Souls experience. You can see the contents of this collector's edition. We have the game here, and we have a behind-the-scenes DVD and Blu-ray 2-disc set, very much like the original collector's edition. We have the soundtrack, very nice, and we have in-game content there, which is pretty cool. And we also have an art book, much like the first collector's edition release of the game, which is very cool. And instead of the USB drive of Diablo's Skull that came with the collector's edition of the Diablo 3 game, in the expansion set you get a mouse pad there of the Reaper of Souls there, basically the Angel of Death. So pretty interesting contents here, and very similar to the original collector's edition of Diablo 3. Now, this set had cost me a total of about $80, which is about $20 cheaper than the original collector's edition of Diablo 3. I think it's cheaper because of the USB drive and stand that was originally with the Diablo 3 collector's edition. Instead, you have a mouse pad with this set. Now, like the first collector's edition, this case slips upward to open. And once you have that open, you have a very nice piece of artwork on the box here, which is slightly embossed. Actually, it's quite a bit embossed here. And then you have the main antagonist of the game, the Reaper of Souls. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. This angel starts with letter M, but he becomes the Angel of Death in this series. I believe he was the Angel of Wisdom previously. But he is the main antagonist in this game because we've defeated Diablo in the Diablo 3 game. So this is pretty cool. Now, like I said, I just found out about a month before, and I just started doing a little bit more research and to see what the story is. I don't know much, but it's sure to be pretty interesting, as with most Blizzard Entertainment games. But let's go ahead and take a peek at the contents here. First up, we have this, which is the Diablo 3 soundtrack, a Reaper of Souls soundtrack, and very much like the first game, we have some tracks, but this one here is of course for the Reaper of Souls, and there's 22 tracks on this particular soundtrack. So I'm a fan of game soundtracks, so I'm looking forward to listening to this. It's still shrink wrapped here, so that's pretty cool. Next thing we have here is the actual game itself, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and this is, I believe, on a DVD-ROM on there, and it's still shrink wrapped, so I've yet to install it since I just got it, but I'm looking forward to getting this installed. And you can see the design here, which is pretty cool, of a pair of scythes, which is the main weapon for Diablo, or not Diablo, of the Reaper of Souls. And next set of items we have here is a bunch of cards which are trials for other games by Blizzard Entertainment. Now, I'm not going to show off too much because there are codes on here which I wish to keep. But there are guest passes for Diablo, for StarCraft, for World of Warcraft, and this Hearthstone here, Heroes of Warcraft, which I think is a strategy role-playing game. I'm not a real-time strategy game, I think. I'm not sure. But there's codes on the bottom half of these cards, which is why I'm holding it this way. But I want to keep those codes, so I obviously can't show them to you. But those are included in the set. And let's see, we have here the Diablo III Reaper of Souls behind the scenes DVD and Blu-ray. There's 2 discs in here, probably one for each format on here, which is pretty cool. I look forward to watching this, but I probably will not watch it until I actually complete the game, just in case of spoilers and such. So, which is what I did with the first game. I did not watch the first DVD of the Diablo 3 game. And you have a nice logo there, which is pretty cool. Next thing we're going to take a look at is this piece here, which is a wide mouse pad here, which is pretty neat. You have the Reaper of Souls again here, and the Diablo 3 logo, and a really nice piece of artwork. And this is your typical mouse pad with a harder surface here and that rubbery type material underneath. So we have this instead of that USB drive that we got with the original collector's edition of Diablo 3, which is alright. I'm not complaining, and I don't know if I plan to use this on my laptop or not, but we'll see on there. But pretty cool bonus item here. And I believe the final item, the final item here is the art book, and this is pretty cool. It's a nice hardbound book, and the art of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Very cool and pretty neat. Looks to be about as thick as the first art book that we got with the Diablo 3 Collector's Edition. And we're just going to go ahead and take a brief peek at the contents of the book. And I really like these bonus items, especially the art, because they have a lot of concept art that would not normally be available to the viewing public. But with the collector's edition, they have the opportunity to show off some of the, I guess, prototype designs of the game. And you can see here, it's very cool. Now, these particular pictures here are of the Crusader class, which is the new class that you'll be able to play in the Reaper of Souls. And I'm really looking forward to playing the Crusader, because in the Diablo 2 game, they had a class called the Paladin, and I was a big fan of the Paladin. And when Diablo 3 came out, they did not have a Paladin class. And this particular class, the Crusader, is a sort of a Paladin class. Actually, they are an offshoot or descendant of the Paladins in the lore, I believe. So it's very similar. You can see they're very heavily armored. Got a shield, and looks like the Crusaders are fans of the flail, while the Paladins were fans of hammers and swords. So pretty cool and just very tank-like almost. But I believe this has a mid-range attack ability as well as melee for this Crusader, which is going to be pretty interesting from what I've seen. This very nice artwork on this Crusader. class. Now, from what I've watched on some videos from BlizzCon, it seems that there are a bit changes to the Diablo 3 game. They got rid of the auction house, and they've revamped the loot system to loot 2.0 from what I've watched, which is, I think, is already in effect before the release of the game, because I did play Diablo 3 last night, and I noticed that there were some changes to the drops that were talked about in BlizzCon for Loot 2.0, and it looks like that they already put that into effect before the release of the game, which is cool. So you have increased rare drops, you got these legendaries, and pretty neat. And you can see more artwork here. So part of the expansion is already in the game if you haven't got the expansion. But of course, the class is not available until you purchase the Reaper of Souls. And also some of the neat things that's part of the Reaper of Souls is, I guess, the gameplay design. They've gone with these bounty systems, which is going to be interesting. And they've also opened up all the portals so that you're not restricted to the linear type gameplay that was in the original Diablo 3. So you can play pretty much any act, and access any of the areas. And also they've redesigned the randomization of I guess the levels, which is pretty interesting. They've for these like bounties, they've it's called adventure mode, I believe it's called, and they've taken the tile sets, and they've pretty much of the tile sets from the original Diablo 3, and they've pretty much randomized it and combined it into these adventure mode, so that so unlike the previous Diablo 3 where tile sets were restricted to certain acts because of the environments, but here they've actually mixed them all up, which is pretty cool. And they've also tweaked the monster behavior, which is really nice. And you're gonna see hopefully see a whole bunch of the interaction between the monsters, between themselves and the teams, and also a mix, which is really, really nice. So I'm really looking forward to getting to play this Reaper of Souls. And of course, we have a new act in the Reaper of Souls, which is Act 5, and which takes place in Pandemonium, which is the battleground between the angels and demons in the lore. Which is going to be very cool, and I believe is the stronghold of the Reaper of Souls. So very looking forward to playing the game. And most likely I'll be having a drop in my video releases. Actually, there's been a drop already, but I'll probably drop even further while I play this game. So, that's a nice piece of artwork there of the Angel of Death there. Very, very cool. And we have some weaponry here. Very nice. So, really cool here on all of this artwork here. So, more of the armor for, looks like the Crusader class maybe. Pretty cool on here, and very excited to play the Crusader on there. So just really, really cool art book here. All of the nice stuff that we would not normally see, but with an art book is very, very cool. Now, this is my casual peek into the collector's edition of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. expansion set by Blizzard Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'm now going to go ahead and get ready to play this game. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.